Okay, if everybody could take their seats, we'll get started.
Okay, are we all here? I can't see, so I don't know if we're all here. My God, is that bright? I'm starting. Relax. Which camera am I on? There? My name is not Bruce Margolin, and I'm not running for Congress, in case anybody wants to know. I'm Mike Margolin. I'm the varsity coach for the boys and girls tennis teams here at Beverly High. This is going to be a rough crowd. We did have, according to we had a chair performance planned, but I guess they were unable to make it. So I think Carter Pasinger and Jason Newman, if you have your pom-pom. No? All right, we're going to skip the chair performance and get right to the program. We're going to try to keep this going quickly. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our co-athletic directors, Varsity Pasinger, and also our current Dean of Detention, Jason Newman.
He wasn't funny when he was 10 years old, and he hasn't gotten any funnier. Okay, so my name's Jason Newman. As Mike mentioned, I'm currently one of the athletic directors, along with my partner over here, Varsity Pasinger. The first thing we'd like to do is to introduce two, great supporters of our program. Board of Education member Jake Manister, over here, and our superintendent, Dr. Gary Woods. Varsity will speak about the fall athletic session that we had this year.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm speaking on our fall sports. That's the sport that happens in September. We're fortunate. We had 7 varsity sports and 6 made it to the CIF playoffs. So we're very pleased with that. Highlighted by our girls golf with Lydia Choi with her expertise in golf. She taught our golf coaching things. And our girls and boys cross country team who did well in CIF.
Our winter program sports did very well also, led by our girls soccer team who won the league and got to the second round of CIF playoffs, and to our boys basketball team, who was our second best basketball team in the history of the high school. They made it to the semifinals of CIF. So great accomplishments by both.
And in the spring, to round out the season, we had seven teams make it to the CIF playoffs with baseball, tennis, girls and boys swimming, volleyball, and girls and boys track. Our track just finished this past weekend with 2 members going to the state championships. We'll talk about them later. So overall, in the spring, we had a very successful year.
Our athletic program could not function without the help from the community, particularly in the form of the parents who have formed the BHAAA, the Athletic Alumni Association, along with the BHEF and the PTSA. They are a constant help to us. They just ask us what we need, and they are the first ones to volunteer their time in fundraising and to try to accommodate whatever it is that we ask of them. So we owe them a tremendous debt of thanks, and I'd like to start by thanking them publicly. Okay, at this point, I'd like to introduce my former history teacher back in 1967-68, Mr. Chuck Close.
Jason says that with pride. He was really a stellar student, and it's fitting that he mentioned I was his history teacher, given the segue into the award I'm going to present quickly. Jace, by the way, sat right in the front and occasionally paid attention. Our scholar athlete is exactly that. Young man that was so diligent in his classes. His GPA was 4.63. And at the same time, participated in a sport for 4 years. He also has been very active in our student body government, and this spring semester is our student body president. I'd like to introduce Andrew Schwab. Andrew's going to continue his education at University of California, Berkeley. I'm sure he'll do well there, and we're really proud of him. Now, I'd like to introduce my colleague as another assistant principal, a very sound person in every respect. A longtime member of the Beverly Hills faculty, outstanding music instructor, history teacher, and an administrator, Tony Stacer.
Good evening. The Nicole Lewis and Sue Jones Sportsmanship Award is named for the memory of two fabulous women athletes. Nicole Lewis was a Beverly Hills High School student, and Sue Jones, one of our beloved Beverly Hills High School coaches. Each year, we recognize a student athlete who represents what these women epitomized every single day here on this campus: outstanding sportsmanship. This year, we recognize Nadav Lemley. Nadav, would you step forward? We're missing Nadav. I'm going to read about Nadav, though. Nadav is a 4-year wrestler. He wrestled JV and varsity as a sophomore. In his junior and senior year, he struggled with several significant injuries. During that time, though, he remained a faithful member of the team. He came to practice and always encouraged others to train after school. He was always a positive member of the team, even when he was plagued with his injuries. During this period, he also became a member of the drama program and did both duties with a positive attitude. Tonight, we congratulate Nadav Lemley. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine, a former colleague of mine, somebody who, mentored me when I took over the tennis team, a great member of our faculty for a number of years, Suzan Steamies.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the athletes that are sitting in here. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity with this program, and I hope you take it with you wherever you go. I did teach here physical education for 30 years, and when I left 11 years ago for retirement, I thought it would be lovely to have a sportsmanship award, because that was one of the things that I always emphasized with the girls. Sportsmanship being as important, if not more, than their skill. So I do have a Susan Stevens Sportsmanship Scholarship, and I'd like to have Megan McMurray come up here. to hear. These lights are really bright. Now, Megan was on the tennis team for 4 years. Her first year as a junior varsity, and then she went into the varsity position. She played doubles all in 3 years in varsity, was a co-captain as a senior. And as far as Coach Margolin said, she's really exemplifies all of the qualities of sportsmanship that we look for in our athletes. So it's a pleasure for me to be able to present a little bit of a check, and her name will go on a big plaque, and be able to have her be on this list of absolutely wonderful sports women, and they really exemplify what we want to do in the programs. So thank you.
Okay, how do these awards work? First of all, it's very difficult to cipher down the awards that we want to give to the kids, because we'd like to ideally reward all the kids for on the team for the work that they put into making the team better. Of course, there are always the stars, but those are not the necessarily the most important people that keep the construct of the program moving forward. It's the kids who come to practice day in, day out, who don't get the recognition, who are the heart and soul of any athletic program. So when we do honor some of the better athletes, we feel that it's important to, first of all, mention all the athletes in our program, but certainly all the people who are nominated for these awards. So with that in mind, I'm going to read the freshman nominees who are nominated to be the athletes of the year, because that is no small feat in itself. So I'd like these people to just stand up at their seats, and we will celebrate them. Trevor Berger, Sam Edwards, Rigo Fernandez, Harry Green, Sam Lukey, Sean McAllister, Cole Offer, Jordan Solomon, Eli Cerruti, Sebastian Torres, Jordy Wagner, Daisy Abrams, Natasha Allen, Chloe Baruch, Amanda Kristovich, Shira Costas, Lauren Kurtz, Amanda Manister, Emily Masacci, Asia Meadows, Lorian Orpelli, Layla Sadeghi, and Alana Shank. Could all of you please stand up? Thank you for your efforts. And we'd like to announce the winners. Could Natasha Allen, Lorian Orpelli, Amanda Manister, Amanda Kristovich, Harry Green, Trevor Berger, and Jordan Wagner come on up, please? While they're coming up here, I will let you know what some of these athletes did. Could you just stand up here? Just stand right across here. Natasha Allen was a girls basketball player. She was all-league second team and ran track. Lorian Orpelli, varsity cross country, varsity water polo, and all-league in the 50 and the 50 free and 100 breaststroke, and was clearly the top female swimmer. Amanda Manister, varsity soccer and also swimming. Amanda Kristovich, varsity cross country and track and field, and the league champion in the 800 and the 1600. For the boys, we have Harry Green. He played football, soccer, and he was on varsity track. Trevor Berger, who played basketball and baseball and was brought up to the varsity for the playoffs. And Jordy Wagner, a three-sport athlete also, football, wrestling, and baseball. Congratulations. sophomores. We'd like these people to stand at their seats. Alex Eisenberg, Finn Bauer, Brandon Davis, Graham Geiderman, Austin Greer, Ethan Cunin, Max Martin, Ronan Masana, Matt Martarzada, David Prokopenko, Aaron Wolf, and Roman Zaragoza. And also for the girls, Jazz Anderson, Miriam Binman, Lydia Choi, Ellie Dubin, Liat Hackman, Ariel Harris, Allison Kahn, Jessica Karpiak, Natasha Kashani, Allison Clemis, Dayun Lee, Alexandra Sams, Sinclair Shannon, and Chloe Ticknor. And for the winners, although I should say that all of you are winners, as I said before, we'd like Natasha Kashani, Lydia Choi, Dayun Lee, Ronan Masana, Alex Eisenberg, and Ethan Cunin to come forward, please. Natasha Kashani, varsity volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity lacrosse, scored 49 goals, was first team all-league, and was a terrific lacrosse player. Dayun Lee, varsity basketball and track, and also ran cross country. And Lydia Choi. She's already being pursued by many colleges in Southern California. She's setting her sights on UCLA or SC. She's already unofficially got offers from a number of other places. She was all-league first team in golf. She was all CIF in the sectional, and she finished third in the southern part of the state sectional that she competed in. She is a terrific golfer. And I just wish I had her golf swing. For the boys, Ronan Masana, all-league in volleyball and varsity basketball. Alex Eisenberg, all-league and all-CIF in swimming. And Ethan Cunin, all-league first team in tennis. Congratulations. Coach Basinger is going to read to you the junior nominees.
The junior nominees: Sam Berman, Shannon Batra, Daniel Diane, Eli Flesh, Drew Freeman, Golan Kodashi, Gavin Moreno, Eli Lichtenberg, Eli Lloyd, Ariel Rafian, Alex Rohani, Nick Sands, Vincent Torres, Austin Towns, Stephen Turnbill, Jeremiah Williams, and Oli Woods. Those are the boys. Females: Ashley Alvaron, Kylie Colvin, Kayla Countryman, Sarah Patterson, Kayla Weisfeld, Elena Rust, Sydney Siegel, Leah Shapiro, Lily Ting, Vanessa Torres, Dylan Watts, and Allison Wolf. And our junior female winners: Ashley Alvaron, Kayla Countryman, Sydney Siegel. For the boys, Eli Lichtenberg, Alex Rohani, Stephen Turnbull.
Okay, Ashley, varsity soccer, first team all-league, league MVP, and first team CIF. Kayla Countryman, varsity track and 3-year cheerleader and All-American cheerleader in her competitions. I'm going to move to Stephen Turnbull. Stephen Turnbull is All-League in swimming and All-CIF in swimming. And then Elijah Lichtenberg, All-League first team and All-CIF third team. For the 2 others, Sydney and Alex, where are you hiding your wings? These people can fly. Sydney is varsity cross country and track and field. She was all-state in cross country. And Alex Rohani had an interesting weekend after having an unbelievable year of track. He was varsity cross country, but in the state competition, he was the fastest person in the state of California in the 400. Okay, I'd like to bring up Julie Steinberg, who is, as I mentioned, the BHAAA was formed a few years ago, and they've been an invaluable help in raising money for big ticket items, equipment, uniforms, and the such, and they've been constant supporters. And she's going to tell you about the 4-year varsity letterman and the pins that those people get.
Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Thank you very much. One of the things that BHAAA introduced last year was a Diamond Club, and we're honoring athletes who've been, student athletes who have participated in the program in the last 4 years. Okay. So the following students have participated for the last 4 years, and if you could please come up here. Brandon Adams, Hamza Agaba, Avram Ariana, Celeste Bean, Haley Beeson, Dylan Bloom Fernandez, Ashley Budasaz, Frank Brown, Caio Carvalho.
I've dealt, let's see, 37 years of taking roll might help me a little bit, except, okay, we stopped with Kyle, Alan Castro, Elias Saline, Sidney Cohen, Cameron Countryman, Matt Davidoff, Chandler Davis, Radford Ellis, Rebecca Shagazada, Faith France, Tyler Fields, Jake Freud, Josh Galen, Willie Green, Emily Grubman, Hannah Harper, Kenneth Hill, Sydney Impelazari Baines, Julian Jackson, Angel Jaramillo. Just come on up, all the seniors.
All seniors, come on here.
And I'll mention the names. Tammy Katz, Aaron Kerman, Brian Kalilarod, Lauren Keisel, Matt Cohenbosch, Noah Kornbluth, Gabe Lemley, Ezra Lemley, Nadav Lemley, Jonathan Levy, Victoria Mamatova, Nicholas Marmorenu, Sam Mason, Megan McMurray, Madison Moore, Tiffany Moore, Jasmine Naziri, Tyler Neiman, Patrick Nollinger, Lorraine Oil, Maddie O'Neill, Samantha Ozeron, Jenny Partita, Axel Panati, Michael Rodnia, Liza Rafi, Debbie Rayhan, Jacob Roeder, Max Rubens, Nathan Sabsaru, Monica Salandra, Serena Shlomoff, Lexi Silberger, Dylan Silverstein, Brianna Simmons, Eric Simsolo, Broderick Smith, Matt Spector, Adrian Spitz, Joel Steinberg, Marshall Stevens, Evan Suber, Ida Trevino, Eli Wachtel, Zach Ward, Matthew Weiner, Gerard Williams, Janelle Wolf, Tiffany Yadigar, Oliver Yee, Ralph Yoon, and Zach Zukoski. Is there anybody left in the audience? Okay.
next up is we have our Varsity Club. The Varsity Club is the, I guess, the guys behind the scenes that do a lot of the work, who may not get all the credit, but these are guys who play multiple sports. They may not have been all league in 2 sports, what it takes to be in the Hall of Fame, but we're all league in 1 sport, or they contributed in 2 sports or 3 sports. And these are the guys that play every sport. So our Varsity Club winners: Madison Moore, football and baseball, come on up. Oliver Yee, baseball and soccer. Hamzat, football and volleyball. William Park, volleyball and football. Lexi Silbigger, softball. Roderick Smith, football, basketball, and baseball. Gabe Lindley, football and baseball. Tyler Neiman, water polo and soccer. Tammy Katz, swimming and water polo. Celeste Bean, swimming and water polo. Emily Grubbin, swimming and water polo. Adrian Spitz, soccer and baseball. Tyler Hensley, basketball and volleyball. Joel Steinberg, cross country and track. Zach Ward, cross country and track. And Dan Tabiri, volleyball.
Congratulations. There's a group of people that I didn't introduce earlier that I would be remiss if I didn't call special attention to. These are the people who put in phenomenal hours, crazy hours. They're here starting 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're often here for all of the evening functions. And they are our vice principals and our principal. I'd like these people to stand up and be acknowledged. Tony Stacer, Chuck Close, Amy Golden, and our principal athletic supporter, Carter Payson. We have one more Varsity Club winner. I'm sorry, it's not precise. Monica Salandra. She was also a Varsity Club Award winner. So is she here? Okay, well. No loss then, right? It's okay. Okay, there are a few of us who came in together, Carter, myself, and Howard, and started working basically together back in the day. And I think it's a very significant award for us to be able to award, and I've had my turn doing it, and Howard's doing it this year and has done it for the last couple of years, for a person who we've seen through the years mean a great deal to our program. And I'd like to introduce Howard Edelman, who will give out the Leslie Pasinger Scholarship Award.
Good evening all, and congratulations to all the athletes and the parents of the athletes. The award I'm giving out, the Leslie Pasinger Award, is in memory of the matriarch of the family which has given this school and this district so much love, leadership, and integrity. And with that in mind, this year's awards go to Bridget and Kristen Abajian. If they would come up here, I'll read something about them as they walk up. There they come. Bridget and Kristen have been cheerleaders at Beverly since their freshman year. This year they competed at Nationals in Dallas, where they placed 6th in the nation. Not only do they cheer at every football and basketball game, but they have gone above and beyond to show support for all sports at the high school. As captains of varsity, combined with their leadership positions in ASB, they have had a major impact in raising the school's spirit and support of all athletic teams on campus. Congratulations, ladies. And now, back to Mike Margolin.
Before I bring up, actually, I have to refer back. I'm not that familiar when Carter and Howard started, but I remember my parents. Actually, I remember my grandparents telling me stories about when, Jason Newman started here in the district. There was one elementary school. It was a long, long time ago. Let me say a couple things about the BHAAA before I bring up Julie. First and foremost, when the students return to the school in the fall, there will be brand new lockers and benches in both boys and girls team locker rooms purchased by BHAAA. So no more hosing down on the football field and changing out on the tennis courts. BHAAA continues to make significant contributions to benefit the high school athletic department, and their involvement is critical during this challenging economic time. They continue to support the department by purchasing uniforms for all of our sports as needed, and a wide array of equipment has also been purchased, including such major items as the scoreboard on Nickel Field and the swim gym, baseball dugouts, bleachers, and outfield fencing so that the varsity baseball team can return and play their games at the high school. Also purchased has been a high jump pit, crossbars and standards, new lane lines for the swim gym, mats for the cheerleaders, cable harnesses and touch pads for swimming and water polo, tennis nets, and a lacrosse scoreboard, to only name a few. And most importantly, a brand new, if you've been at the parking lot, you'll notice a brand new Ford Explorer, which was just purchased days ago for me. I also want to thank BH. I shouldn't be thanking them for that. I would allow, that was funny. I just thought of that. I'd now like to bring up Julie Steinberg for the BHAAA Founders Scholarship Award. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here to present the Founders Award. The Founders Award, the Founders Award honors the top Varsity Club award winner who best represents the athletic program on and off the field, who went above, and the student who went above and beyond to help make the program the best it can be. This award is accompanied by a $500 scholarship, and the award this year goes to Ashley Budasaz.
Okay, we are ready for the Hall of Fame announcements for the seniors. These people represent our athletes who either made All-League in 2 sports or were All-CIF in 1. They have been consistent performers throughout their 4 years here and are really the cream of the athletic crop here at Beverly Hills High School. I would like to introduce Jeff Fisher, who will present 4 of these awards.
Good evening. I'd like to call up Brianna Simmons, Ashley Boudassas, Josh Galen, and Andrew Reston. So Andrew, can you step forward? Andrew Reston was All-League in track and field in 2012. He was All-CIF in track and field in 2012. He received the Most Improvement Award in track and field this year. He ran on our DMR team that's currently U.S. ranked. He has a 4.4 GPA. He's part of the National Honor Society. He is the ASB Head Row Parliamentarian. He's a CSF and Principal Honor Roll recipient, and he is headed to the University of Indiana next year to pursue. Josh Galen. Josh is on 6 all-time lists in cross country. He's on 5 all-time lists in track. He was 3 times All-League in cross country. He's a 6-time All-League in track and field. This year he was the league champion in cross country. He broke 1 school record in cross country, and he led his team to its first league championship in over 8 years and his first CIF finals berth in the school's history. And our boys cross country team finished ranked 13th in the CIF Southern section. He has a 3.4 GPA. He's the President's Community Service Award recipient. He's part of the Principal's Honor Roll. He received the Outstanding ROP Student of the Year Award. And next year he is headed to the University of Michigan, where he will be participating on their cross country and track and field teams. Ashley Boudassas. Ashley started her career in the cross-country program as a JV athlete. She was our number 7 runner on the JV team her sophomore year, and just really improved with hard work and determination. She's on 5 all-time lists in cross-country. She's on 5 all-time lists in track and field. She is 2 times All-League in cross-country. This year she was the league champion in the 3,200 meter run. She was part of a school record 4x800 meter relay this year, and she helped our girls cross-country team win the league championship, and that team also made the CIF finals for the first time in school's history. She's a Principal's Honor Roll recipient, and she has a 3.5 GPA. Brianna Simmons. Brianna is 8 times, she's on 8 all-time lists in cross country. She's on 8 all-time lists in track and field. She has 5 school records in cross country. She has 5 school records in track and field. She's only the 4th athlete in the history of our cross country program to be All-League 4 times, 4 years in a row. She's a 3-time league champion in cross country. She was All-League 8 times and a 4-time league champion in track and field. This year in 2012, she's just had a phenomenal year. First of all, she led our girls team to a league championship and a CIF finals berth. Our girls cross country team finished with a number 8 ranking in the CIF Southern section. Brianna and Sydney Siegel were the first 2 women in the history of our cross country program to not only qualify for the state meet, but also bring back a medal where she finished 8th in the state championship for cross country. She also made it to the state championship in track and field just this past weekend, and she finished 7th in the mile. She's all league, she's all CIF, and she's all state in 2 sports this year. And next year, she will be attending the University of Riverside on a full running scholarship.
Thank you. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce Marla Weiss.
Those are my volleyball girls over there, just screamed. And they brought you those sweets before this evening. So it's my pleasure to introduce Hallie Beeson, and she's not going to be coming up here because there's a few athletes this evening and for the next few days who are at orientation, freshman orientation at the University of Arizona. So if you'll still honor her, it's my pleasure to introduce Hallie Beeson as an inductee into the Beverly Hills High School Hall of Fame. Hallie was one of my elite volleyball players. She was the quarterback of the team, leading them to CIF playoff wins in all 3 of her years on varsity. She was a unanimous first-team all-league selection as a junior, and although injured most of her senior year, she still earned all-league selection this year. As a lacrosse player, a 2-year varsity lacrosse player, Hallie showed her diversity by earning her athletic diversity by earning all-league honors as well. Hallie would be here, as I said, but she's attending freshman orientation at the University of Arizona, but congratulations to her. And I'd like to introduce Rob Bowie, water polo and aquatics. Or Mike Margolin, who just likes to talk a lot.
Rob wants me to introduce him. He told me that. He said, go introduce me. So I'm here also to give out one more award. If we could have, and Carter, this will take a second, if we could have all senior, junior, sophomore, and freshman athletes, and all their parents, come up. You guys know you're smart. I will introduce now one of the most successful, one of the greatest aquatics coaches we've had in the history. Isn't that what you told me to tell him? In the history of this school, Coach Rob Bowie.
Thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure working with you. It is my honor to induct Dylan Silverstein and Zach Takaki into the Beverly Hills Hall of Fame. If they could come on up. Zach and Dylan, step on up. I'll talk about Dylan first as he walks up here. Dylan is a 4-year athlete in swimming and a 3-year athlete in water polo. As a swimmer, Dylan holds, this is probably his proudest achievement, he holds the Frost-Off League records in the 50 free and the 100 free. Records that may never be broken because usually people who are fast are on varsity. Anyway, Dylan earned all league honors as a junior and a senior in swimming. This past season, he didn't miss a single practice, and probably because of that, he unknowingly competed at league finals while suffering from mono. Go ahead and blush there, Dylan. Yet, still managed to swim his personal best times in 3 out of his 4 events, so that's pretty commendable. Unfortunately, this prevented him from competing in the CIF swim meet, but if it wasn't for him, 2 of our relays would not have even qualified for that meet, so he was a huge part of our team. As far as water polo goes, after his freshman swim season, we managed to talk him into joining the water polo team. He was a little bit hesitant at first, but he grew to love the sport. He actually began training with the LA Water Polo Club and eventually competed on their junior Olympic team. On the Beverly Hills squad, Dylan was the consummate team player. He was always looking to improve himself, and he was always taking time out to help some of his younger teammates better understand the game and get better too. Dylan was named All-League in his junior and senior years, and as a senior was named the Ocean League's most outstanding player. He led the league in assists, steals, and blocked shots while also scoring 82 goals. With his efforts, Dylan willed his team to an Ocean League championship. Next year, Dylan plans on continuing his athletic pursuits in water polo and swimming at LA Valley College. That's Dylan Silverstein. All right, Zach Takaki. Zach is a 4-year athlete in swimming and in water polo. We didn't have to talk him into anything. Whether it be water polo or swimming, Zach is a relentless competitor. He just goes and goes. I think that he has, he just refuses to lose. I guess he got that from being picked on from some of the older guys when he was a sophomore and junior. He was actually on varsity as a sophomore, and a lot of the guys pushed him, but he never backed down from a challenge. And I think that drive and that fearlessness actually helped him become the outstanding athlete that he is today. That and a little bit of God-given talent, and of course coaching. His intensity and his drive raised the practice levels in both water polo and swimming of all of his teammates. As a water polo player, Zach was named All-League in his junior and senior years, and this past year as a senior, he was actually the Ocean League leading scorer, had 124 goals. A lot of those assists from Dylan, but he'll take those goals. And he helped the Normans capture the league championship. As a swimmer, Zach received All-League and All-CIF honors as a sophomore, junior, and as a senior. In his senior year, Zach was league champion in the 50-yard freestyle, the 200 free relay, and the 200 medley relay. He currently holds 4 Beverly Hills High School swimming records in the 50 freestyle, the 100 freestyle, the 200 freestyle relay, and the 400 freestyle relay. Zach has firmly cemented himself in the record books as the greatest Beverly sprinter ever to splash down into the swim gym. Zach will also continue his water polo and swimming careers at LA Valley College next year. Zach Takaki. Mike, are you doing this, or should I introduce Ryan? I'll have Ryan Franks come up.
Okay, our next inductee into the Beverly Hills High School Hall of Fame is Ida Trevino. And unfortunately, Ida is also at orientation at the University of Arizona, so she could not be here. Ida was a 3-year starting goalkeeper for the girls soccer program. As a junior, Ida led the Ocean League with a .821 goals against average and 8 shutouts. She was voted second team All-League. In her senior year as a captain, Ida led the Normans to their first Ocean League championship in 8 years. In 2 critical matches against Santa Monica, Ida stepped up to the pressure and delivered, yielding only 1 goal in 160 minutes of regulation. Throughout her career, Ida made spectacular saves and displayed a tremendous sense of courage, challenging girls twice her size. The Normans gave up a league-low 5 goals in 10 Ocean League matches this season. She was also tremendous in our second-round CIF playoff game at Lorena, in which she gave up only 1 goal in 80 minutes, despite a tough loss in penalty kicks. Ida was honored for her efforts by the league as a first-team All-League nomination, as well as third-team All-CIF. She was selected Best Defensive Player by her peers. She was also selected to play in the South Bay All-Star Game. Ida left a tremendous mark on the girls soccer program, and we are extremely proud of her. Ida will be attending the University of Arizona in the fall and will be walking on. Ida Trevino. And next up is our boys soccer coach, Steve Rappaport.
Nick Moreno and Angel Jaramillo please come up?
That's right.
Take off. What's there? There it is. Can't see anything looking in the light. Nick Moreno is a 4-year member of our soccer program. He spent his last 3 years on the varsity. He was Rookie of the Year in the program as a freshman, Most Improved Player as a sophomore. This year, he was Co-Most Valuable Player. He led the Ocean League in scoring. Are you upset? He was second team. He was first team All Ocean League, second team All CIF. One of the things that we talked to Nick about when he was a freshman is he had to get tougher. So he informed me recently he's given up soccer. He's going to the Naval Academy and he's going to play rugby. Congratulations, Nick. Angel Jaramillo is a 4-year member of our soccer program. He has a distinct honor of being the only player to ever be named Most Valuable Player at every level in the program. Okay, and that's selected, by the way, by the players, so their recognition of him. He, this year, was, like Nick, the co-most valuable player of the team. He was first team All CIF. He was the Ocean League's best offensive player. He played in both the South Bay All-Star Game and the CIF Coaches All-Star Game. Angel is going to continue his career at Santa Monica College, and hopefully one day we're going to see him on the field professionally. Congratulations. Okay, you've already seen him too many times, but I think I'm supposed to introduce Coach Newman.
Okay, I'd like to have Brian Song come on up. Nobody knows him because he plays on the golf course all the time. A few years ago, the one great thing about being the golf coach is that you know when your players are coming up, you can look for them in the Southern California Golf Association little handbook that features the best performers in their age groups. So I was looking through it one time, I don't know, about 6 years ago, and I saw this guy, Brian Song from Beverly Hills, #1 in his age group. I said, well, that bodes well for our golf team. And he has not disappointed. He was all league, 4 years, first team. As a junior, he was the best player in the league. He won the league championship shooting 70 and a 68 at Wilson and Harding Golf Course. He was all CIF 2 years, and he is going to be continuing his education on behalf of San Diego State, who is a top 20 golf team in the United States. On their dime, he's getting a scholarship to play golf at San Diego State. Brian Song. Okay, I'd like to bring up Mark Mead. Mark is our wrestling coach and has done a phenomenal job developing the wrestling program.
Thank you, Coach Newman. I'd like to call up Dylan Lojak. Dylan Lojak is our captain this year, and I think he represents everything Beverly Hills Wrestling is all about. Integrity, academics, great virtues all around, persistence. Really was a great captain this year. Even when I asked him to lead the team by coming 7 a.m. every morning for the first 6 months of school, he did it without a balking and really made that thing successful, so I appreciate that. Wrestling is obviously it's a tough sport, but one of the things that makes it tough is there's no divisions. So the biggest schools like the St. John Bosco's or the Westlakes are going to wrestle any team. So when you get to CIF, there's nowhere to hide. You're going to wrestle all the best guys. And so to make it to Masters like Dylan did really says a lot. But what says even more is that Dylan started as a sophomore. And when you get to the Masters, there's almost nobody there who starts as a sophomore or even as a freshman. Most of them wrestling 10 years. To achieve what he achieved in 3 years is an absolutely amazing accomplishment. I'm super proud of him, and again, we've had 2 Hall of Fame guys in a row, and he really is an example of what Beverly Hills Wrestling is all about. Next year, he's going to be wrestling and studying at NYU, and we're super proud of him.
Like Jarvis Turner to come up, please.
This next young man I would like to induct into the Hall of Fame is Mr. Austin Mills. Austin Mills is a 4 years varsity basketball player here at Beverly Hills. I believe he's in the top 3, holds the record. I believe the top 3 points all-time scored. Freshman year averaged 10 points, sophomore year 13 points, junior year 19 points, and this year he averaged 23 points for us. Austin was also a 2-year varsity captain, first team All-League this year, most outstanding player in our league this year. His junior year was a All-Leaguer as well, and 2-year varsity captain on the second best team, right, Jason? Yeah, second best. Jason said second best because he played on the first best team who won the Section CIF championship and used to play against Jesus Christ, the 12 disciples. They got a picture of him dunking on Jesus. But back to Austin. Austin's a phenomenal young man, an exceptional leader, has a bright future in basketball. He's undecided right now, but he will be playing Division I basketball next year. So let's give it up for Mr. Austin Mills.
Okay, and I'd like Don Pasinger. Don, please, I've taken enough abuse tonight. Whatever you're thinking of saying, please don't.
Yeah, like Julian Jackson, Gerard Williams, Frank Brown, Willie Green, and Cameron Countryman. Guys, come on up. As you're coming up, I'm going to first talk about Gerard Williams. Gerard was a 2-time varsity football player, 2-time varsity track athlete. He was all-league in football. He finished second in the league in the disc, also competed in CIF in track. And he would be attending Humboldt State in the fall to play football. Frank Brown is a 3-time varsity football player, 2-time varsity basketball player, 2-time varsity track. He was all-league in football, and he competed in the hurdles? The hurdles in track, Frank Brown. Julian Jackson, 3-time varsity football player, 3-time varsity track, 2-time varsity wrestler, league champs in the league shot put and the disc, and competed in CIF. Also competed in CIF and wrestling. And Julian's top 3 schools to attend this fall to play football is the University of Arizona, Hampton University, and Bethune-Cookman University. Cameron Countryman, 3-time varsity football player, all CIF football his junior year, all league his senior year in football. 3-time varsity track, competed with our 4x1 track team that competed in the state championship. I believe they finished fourth in the state, fifth in the state the sophomore year. All CIF is junior year in football. I said that. All CIF is junior year in track in the 4x100 relay. And he will be attending University of Pennsylvania this fall to play football. Willie Green, 3-time varsity football athlete, 2-time track, 2-time varsity basketball. He was all league in football his junior and senior year. He was league champ in the high jump, and he will be attending UCLA in the fall to play football. And the last person, Brandon Adams, who was all league his junior year. He's not here today. He was all league his junior year in football. He was all league in volleyball, I believe, his senior year. And Brandon Adams.
Before we get to the team of the year and the coaches of the year, is Daniel Tabarii still here? Yes? No? DT. Okay, Daniel, could you come on up, please? Daniel gets to come up all by himself because of our mistake. Daniel also was given the Varsity Club award. He was Most Valuable Player of the League in volleyball this year and has been a 4-year letterman in volleyball. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce Amy Golden.
It's my pleasure to honor the group of athletes chosen by the coaching staff as the team of the year. This team's record was 21-9. Among their successes was a win against Inglewood, something that hadn't happened in 12 years. Of the member of this team, 3 young men made All-League, and 1 was chosen All-CIF. But this isn't an individual sport. As a team, they advanced to the CIF section semifinals, where they lost a close game to the eventual CIF champions, Pasadena High School. This is amongst the top teams within the sport Beverly history, as we've heard this year. It's my pleasure to honor the 2012 Team of the Year, boys basketball. Please stand to be honored. Along with the boys basketball team being the team of the year, they were led by this year's boys coach of the year, Jarvis Turner. Jarvis has been a member of the Beverly Hills High School athletic family for 2 years. In this time, he has turned the boys basketball program around and produced a Norman's team to be reckoned with in the South Bay Association. As we've learned this evening, he's also a stand-up comedian, and we do love that. Congratulations to Jarvis and his guys. The Golden Globes has Miss Golden Globes. We are lucky enough this evening to have our Miss Quest Awards, Raina Pasinger, who is helping hand out awards this evening. She is a cheerleader and a softball player, and I'm sure in 6 years will be sitting right where you are. So thank you, Miss Pasinger. This year's girls team coach of the year is none other than our own Norman alum, Ryan Franks. During this coaching season, Ryan led his girls soccer team to an accomplishment that had yet to be achieved at Beverly Hills High School as they were the Ocean League champions. Ryan's dedication and commitment makes him a model coach and a true mentor to his girls. Ryan, thank you for all you do, and congratulations. It's now my pleasure to introduce your principal, Mr. Carter Pasinger.
You know, I was the athletic director and football coach just a couple years ago, and I got a bigger applause than I got tonight as the principal. Something's not right about that. Thank you. First thing I would like to do is acknowledge all of our student athletes. If you guys, let's just give them a round of applause. Anyone that's participated in athletics in high school or in college understands how tough it is and all of the expectations that come with that, and there are never any excuses. You're expected to get it done on the field or the court as well as the classroom, and I am so proud of all of your accomplishments. Congratulations. We can clap that up. I'd also like to again acknowledge, this past weekend I went up to Fresno for the state track meet, and if you've never been in that environment before, it can be overwhelming. The stadium is packed, the television cameras are out, you're being televised, there are college coaches from all over the country there, and the student athletes that are competing are the best in the state of California, which means that they are some of the best in the country. And to compete in that environment alone is very, very intimidating. And for Brianna Simmons and Alex Rohani to accomplish what they did, that was tremendous, a tremendous feat. I would also ask all of our coaches to please stand to be recognized. Their dedication and passion for what you do and your love for the student athletes is truly appreciated. Oh God, we need a tennis coach. Anybody know a tennis coach? Steven, you'd like to come back? I'd also like to acknowledge the dean of the staff, and I mean the entire staff at our high school. And this is his last Quest Awards, and he's winding down his career of over 50 years in education, most of which was spent not only as a teacher and an administrator, but also as a coach, Mr. Chuck Close. Okay, I get the pleasure of introducing our male and female athletes of the year. You've heard a lot about each of these athletes, so I won't spend the time recanting all of their accomplishments. But for our male athlete of the year, we have co-athletes of the year. First athlete that I would like to bring up is Mr. Zach Zukowski. As you heard earlier, Zach was a tremendous water polo player and swim athlete, holds a number of school records, and he will be attending LA Valley College next year to continue his career. Our second male athlete of the year is Mr. Frank Brown. Frank was all-league first team, a unanimous choice both his junior and senior years in football, captain of the football team. I think we talked about his basketball accomplishments earlier. He also ran track, 300 intermediates, and 4x100 meter relay team, and he was also a long jumper. So congratulations to Frank. Our female athlete of the year is Miss Brianna Simmons. And I think what's most impressive about Brianna in terms of her accomplishments in track and cross country are 5 school records in cross country and 5 school records in track. Unbelievable, tremendous feat. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. The last award of the evening is the Don Reynolds Scholarship Award, and as you've guessed, Brianna Simmons is the recipient of the scholarship award. The Don Reynolds Scholarship Award is our most prestigious award. It goes to the student athlete that best exemplifies what we look for in a student athlete to represent our entire program. And the 2012 winner is Miss Brianna Simmons. I'd also like to thank our staff for putting on this presentation, and I mean Laura Mendoza, Colleen Davenport, Jason Newman, Bonzi Paysinger, tremendous job. Thank you.
Okay. There's one group of people that we haven't thanked yet, and for the athletes, in about 10 years, or 15, 20 years, when your kids say, Mom, Dad, I need a ride to Palmdale, or Rancho Cucamonga, or Lakewood, or wherever it is in your travels, you remember how your parents supported you every time you had to go to an athletic event and they took you, to faraway places. So I'd like for all the athletes to give their parents a round of applause. Well, that wraps up our Quest Awards. However, I'd like you to all join me in bidding Mike Margolin a fond farewell as he participates in his last Quest Awards. His unsavory sense of humor, and his new Ford Explorer are all rolling towards the improv where he's going to start a new career. Thank you very much for coming.